Okay, now you have seen the whole house. When we sit here and do our conversations, it's beyond just those of us you're seeing. There are a whole lot of people making it work. And at times like this, we want to appreciate them. And we also want to flaunt them, show them off to you, from my director, Francis and Ene, and my super team, wonderful team, Ehi, Kiki, Noah, Gold. The name is just endless. The engineers, plenty of them. I just say, Merry Christmas to all of you. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It
was lovely to start with a glass of wine.
Right. Oh, wine. That's good. I hope you're not tipsy.
I love it was non-alcoholic, so that was good.
Okay, you had the non-alcoholic.
Yes, I had
non-alcoholic as well.
I enjoyed the dancing part with everybody.
You. Yeah. I know. When during this period, we do a whole lot of things, to have fun. But I have always said the difference between having fun and going beyond is just a thin line. Yeah. And within this period, I see a whole lot happen. A whole lot happen. Somebody asked me a question. He said, I'll ask a question later on. But then, I don't know. Am I the only one saying it, or are we all in it together? There's a whole lot that goes wrong this period.
Yes, yeah. I think sometimes even Christians miss the reason for the season, which is to celebrate the appointed date of our Savior Jesus Christ's birth. Because I use that term because there are debates around the actual date and all that. So it's a symbolic date. And the idea behind it, the principle behind it, is to extend love to your fellow man, sure, because that was what the Christ stood for. Love, forgiveness, brotherhood, kindness, treating your fellow man as yourself. But sometimes those principles get lost in a party mood. Of course, it's celebratory. We are glad that our Savior Jesus Christ has been born. Yes, you want to sit and eat rice, eat meat, be happy. It's a good thing, and it's a wonderful time to celebrate. And some denominations of Christianity don't mind alcohol. So, but then you have those people that will now go above and beyond. There are secular parties all over the place. There are parties at the beach, and people will get drunk and go behind the wheel and drive. There are so many drownings. There are so many drownings at Christmas time because people get drunk and then enter the river or the swimming pool or the water, and somehow being drunk and being inside water, they just don't seem to go well. I don't know why so many people drown when they are drunk. So
it's easy, because when you're drunk, your reflex is low. Your reaction chain is quite almost disconnected.
And certainly for driving. So these are the things that we want to avoid at Christmas time. Don't overindulge. Right. Even the food, don't overeat. There are parts of the Bible that are against gluttony. There are many people that don't know that gluttony is a sin. What is gluttony? It's eating beyond what you can ordinarily hold. Greed in food, greed in eating. It's a sin, and many people don't know. And that's another sin that many people will find themselves involved in at Christmas time, the sin of gluttony, sin of getting drunk, sin of over-partying, the sin of overindulgence.
Okay. You were laughing when she was talking.
You see, the thing for me for Christmas, even though it's like that's how I behave all through the year. Showing kindness to people that are around me. And most of the time, Christmas, those clothes you can't wear anymore, you give out. The rice, oil, chicken, all those things. Actually, I always tell people, I don't really give my friends. I don't. I give people who I feel can't afford it. I always want people to be happy at Christmas, even though
I'm not enjoying this because I already scheduled to come to your house.
No, the thing about this Christmas for me, that's in December. So if you're looking for me, you know where you're going to find me. Mm-hmm. So for the first time, I want to just enjoy go for all the. One thing I never did was go for shows. So I'm going for so many shows. I already have my tickets.
Wow.
I'm going to the beach. And they're doing some white parties. You know, just because, let me not lie to you, 2025 has been my toughest year.
Oh.
For me, I didn't think, how are you going to cope this year? But you see, the year has been beautiful. I'm alive. So you see, the theme here is thanking God, telling God that, you know what, I know my 2026 is going to be super. So the theme here is that positivity. I live in positivity, and show love. It's so important. Not showing love by mouth. It will be well. I don't like that. It will be well. You have to show people kindness and love them.
True.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things talks. I know you have children in their teens and beyond. One of the things I notice around this period is I like to go to village if it's possible. And if you know my village, Abuja is a bubbling town. We don't have day, we don't have nights. You know, life just happens to you all around the clock. But at the same time, it's even a time as a parent to be extra careful.
Yeah.
Because your maiden girls can come out with a lot of, dangers. And the boys can score a lot of away matches. So it's important. I recall when we were, that age, we'll go to party. And my father is going to sit by his balcony and wait for you to come back. And of course, he won't even let you go out without somebody who will be a protector, a guide.
A chaperone.
A chaperone, you know. And for the longest of a time, he will always send us with a big uncle who would ensure that there's no man who is going to look at you.
Things have changed.
Things have changed. Meanwhile, the funny thing is that I go with my uncle, and there's a guy, you guys are dancing, let's go dancing, ooh la la, and somebody's coming to do something around you. And your uncle say, okay, what's that? And then he's like, uncle, I just like her. He said, buy me a bottle.
Oh.
Bet, and he will tell you whatever you do, stay within my
radar.
So at the end of the day, he did a good job and will come back. But then, because he was a little bit lenient, if they gave us, make sure you come back before 10, sometimes we come back by 12.
Before 10.
And old man is angry and locked the gates. He's the same uncle that taught me how to climb gates. And then when you're climbing, as you're coming down, daddy's waiting for you. So what I'm trying to say is my father took pains and, stayed away from his sleep to ensure that his children were compliant. In fact, the first day we tried it was also the last day because we didn't know he could actually put up that measure, to make sure, and including the uncle that carried us, everybody was punished. How do parents begin to checkmate their children?
That's a very good question. I was just going to say the story of you're talking about the birth of Jesus Christ, and you had Joseph there, who was really the protector of Mary and that little
Mary.
baby boy. Yeah, you understand. So whatever happens with your children, your family, you talk about your dad now, being like the Joseph of the family. His job is to make sure that nothing happens to you. He's listening, he's watching, his eyes are open. Can you imagine when is it the three or how many of the shepherds and wise men came? So he's there, standing and looking. Like we're talking about nowadays, there's so much in, security measure, the phone, you know where you are, where are you, what are you up to. Yeah. So even though nowadays they can do all sorts of things with the phone, but it's okay. But so you're constantly checking up on who are you, where are you, what's going on, call me, don't put off your phone, things like that. In our time, there was no phone to say don't put off your phone. It was when you go. So that's why you could disappear and nobody would say anything. But now, they can do that. They can watch you. They can actually watch where you are if they decide to, privacy and all of that. But those things are so important. That's constant calling. I always tell people, if you're going on a boat, share
your location.
Right.
Location.
And things like that.
Yeah.
So these are things that, and you keep constantly remind them, remember where you're coming from. Don't do this. Who are you? How they say, your father, whose father you are, whose father is your,
Whose child you
whose
are.
child you are, things like that. So you're putting it in the heads of your children, of your household, because it's not even, like you said, your uncle. So who is going with you? What are you all about? What are the values that you have put inside of your whole house and anyone that is around you, so that when you're out, you're remembering, daddy is there watching me. Mommy will soon be worried. I can't do this. In fact, I'm careful what I'm collecting from people, So even whoever is watching you, these are things that are very important in this season. Security is so key. When they said, what's the story? The King Herod said, go and tell me where he is so I can come and. So those are just monitoring things, constantly monitor. They don't like it, we might not like it, but it's just got to be done.
No, but the thing here is that now we're talking about parties, and my own fear about parties is most of those drinks are spiked. Most of what you're eating, it's you don't even know what you're doing. So
the cakes now are baked
most
with
of them they're laced with different stuff. So you see, the thing here
is
it's scary. So the thing here is that I always tell parents, you don't just let your child go to somebody's party. Who is having a party? Okay, I have nieces and nephews, and when I look at them, I'm not trying to be righteous here. Their parents so grounded them into church. So most of the time I see them, they are going for this church program, they're going for that church program. And I just sat down and I wondered how times had changed. I grew up not really going for such programs. I used to go to church, Sunday school, all that stuff. But now I notice that their parents tend to put them into church programs. So one day I cracked a joke with one of my nephews. And I said, don't you people go for parties? And he says, guess what? I don't even think about it. So you see, the thing here is that they say, if you train a child, when he grows old, he will not depart from all that. So that is why, yes, it's good for kids to go for parties. And it's also good for you to teach your children certain things about going for fellowships. I remember the first time I was allowed to go for a party. I know I'm going to say it here. Okay, my dad is no longer here, so it's okay. And I didn't come back until the next morning. That's madness. Because here you are, you had a dad who says, okay, you can go for a party. And guess what? You went for that party and you rocked till morning. But the thing I learned growing up was,
if your child is to do the same now, what will you say?
Well, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to be very truthful. No, I won't take it, because guess what? Times have changed.
Okay.
The thing here was that my parents knew I was not a drinker. My parents knew who my friends were. Most of my friends were a family clique. The person that took me out, they know who took me out. They knew the family. So whether we like it or not, in these festive seasons, we have to put some measures in place for safety.
Yes,
it's important.
It's very important to know who you're going out with.
I was going to add that it should not start around the season.
Yes.
This is something your children should be very clear about what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And we're using the term children here loosely. We're not necessarily talking about minors per se.
So, the minors don't have problems.
But teenagers are stuck between
young
that
adults.
place where they're not yet adults and they're not quite children. You need to give them some freedom and all of that, but freedom with sense. For instance, the family that is so restrictive and wants their children only in church, I know families that have done that and all the children turned out rebellious.
Exactly.
Very, very rebellious. So I think it should be
balanced.
There should be balance. Get them involved and mirror what you want your children to do.
I agree.
You cannot be that hypocrite who you come home drunk all the time, you attack their mother, use abusive language, you listen to foul music, and then you come and berate your kids that they don't pray and they don't read the Bible. That's where the rebellion starts from. Like, you're not living what you're asking me to do. So parents need to find a way to strike a balance and mirror what you want your children to do.
Because they copy what they see as opposed to what they hear.
If your kids know that both you and the woman of the house you are usually home and in bed by before 10 p.m.
Yeah.
The person that will want to summon courage to stay out till 2 a.m. You understand? Some things are even
Yes,
unspoken.
I know.
If mommy and daddy are in bed by 10 p.m., how am I?
How are you gonna
am I
get
not
into the
going to?
house?
So
You
far, you
understand?
remember, I always remember with Franco Lise,
Yeah.
he would say,
Yeah, it's 9
Where
o'clock.
are your
It's
Where
9
are
o'clock. Where are
do
your
you know where your
children?
children
Do you know
are?
what? Do you know where your
Yes,
children
that's
are?
what I always used to hear.
And
news
because
line.
when we were younger, that was for us. It was 9 o'clock news.
Yeah.
You just know that once that 9 o'clock news starts, you're in trouble.
Gang. Yeah.
Because you can't pass their phone. You can't. So and then you cannot come after 9 o'clock news because definitely you're
No,
in
but
trouble.
even when I was an adult, that's what I always used to say.
Yes.
Even when I was an adult, people used to wonder, why is it, what are you always checking?
Yeah.
Because that was the way I was taught. Even when I wasn't home, if I travel somewhere else,
Yeah.
I'm looking,
Yes.
it's already getting late.
Yes.
You have to, so this is what we always say, that you don't wake up when the person is already working, then you now want to teach the person how to crawl. It doesn't work.
It doesn't.
So it doesn't work.
You know, that's what they say, that an old woman does not learn a dance step. At
A
an
new
old-
dance
a new dance step, an old age.
So you know when
It's
you rock.
the same with children. You know.
Yeah.
I grew up where we had this 7 to 7. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So, and it was maybe for breakfast, for lunch, everybody may not sit together. You know, those who are available, you do your thing. You know, but for, you see, breakfast
Yes.
and dinner, it was a compulsory thing, because that was also a table for advice, a table for
Family
assessment.
time.
You know,
Family
you know, for me that time, I don't think it was family time. It was.
It was like
It was.
punishment.
It was a
Or
table.
scolding time.
Like, do I have to?
That's where they teach you
scolding,
manners.
yes,
That's where
yes,
they
yes,
correct
scolding
your
time,
errors.
yeah.
You know what you did and all that. That's where they give you assignments in the morning. But then on hindsight, I think I like that. You know, I was also brought up to know that 5 p.m. was a ladies' time, even though I should actually have been able to tell them it's everybody's
5
time.
p.m.
5 p.m. That's when you go to the kitchen
Oh,
5 p.m.
for evening meal. Yes, you start
Or
preparing
to start
evening meal.
preparing at
Okay.
that point.
Because at 7 o'clock, everybody must eat. Because it's expected that when you eat 2 hours, you know, they didn't tell me this verbally, but growing up now, I know that's what was supposed to be. Now, even when we go to the village, where it's supposed to be free hand, I mean, you're on holiday, or even if it's just for 2 weeks, everybody's doing differently. I still found out that as much as my parents were not verbalizing it, unconsciously, we try to still follow the same
Yes.
timetable. You know, and
the village?
Yes, in the village. We try to follow the same timetable, except that you may finish doing breakfast. People are not really up because
Yeah,
they're
they're
enjoying
still
Hamatan sleep.
sleeping.
You know, so you now find the thing waiting for people. But because it's a conscious thing, you do it. And I quarrel with my children when I tell them you must be home by 6, and they're like, that's too early.
No, but you see, you want to do what you did.
yeah.
The kids that we have now,
Yeah, times have
the
changed.
Gen
have
Zs,
changed,
the
yes,
Xs,
we-
see, times have changed.
Times have
You
changed.
see, one thing I miss about today is I was brought up loving to go to the village. Why? Because those were the times, you know, I like to go to the stream.
Stream, yeah.
I like to see.
yeah.
It was fun. Then
Yeah.
I like
My
when I
village
have
water
to. Yes,
boy.
and I like to, put the palm kernel. I'm heating it,
And
and
crack
I'm,
it.
then
Yeah.
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But now, guess what? I can't remember when I went to the village. I can't remember where I met, sit and meet all my friends. We say all the stories how was the city, how was life this year? Because of one main thing, security. My state is one state that it's so close to town, but the safety in that closeness is what you can guarantee. So now the fun of us going to the village is no longer there. Our kids don't understand
Yes.
our culture. Our kids don't understand what it means to go back to the village. Our kids don't even know. Do you know how terrible it is that some kids don't even know who their relations are?
It's terrible.
It's
Yes,
terrible.
yes, yes.
Most
terrible.
of those kids don't
Yeah.
even know how to speak their language, their dialects. They don't know what is their food. You know, those days of holiday, Christmas, Easter, you know, just sitting down under the tree because the fresh air,
Yes.
you know, things have changed. How I wish we could go back to back in the days.
We should actually make effort. Not too long ago, I took my children. You know, I go to village quite as often as
Maybe
I
your,
can.
your,
That's
your
nice.
place is safe.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
safe.
yeah,
Yeah, small
so,
London.
yeah.
So we go to the village quite often, and some weeks, some years back, not too long, 2 years or so,
Yeah.
I took them to the village, and there's this small stream at the back of the house.
love the
And we
stream.
went in there.
Yeah.
Everybody was excited. Dip legs
Put
inside
your
water.
legs.
We
I'm
remember
telling
doing
you.
it. Went inside.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was fun.
You know, we may not have had full bath.
Yeah.
But just putting your legs inside the water with the
beautiful.
sand, it was very
beautiful.
rewarding
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
We're going to take a break, and you talked about greetings, and surprisingly, we got some people to greet in their local language. Christmas greetings from Conversations.
Oyeb Okabiso.
My dialect is Okun from Kogi State. We usually say Abarika Odu or Aku Odu. I'm from Kaduna State and we speak Hausa mostly. So Merry Christmas is Barka de Christmati.
Igbo kwenu. So Merry Christmas in my dialect is Ekeresime Soma.
I am Oron, and Merry Christmas is Nemesis Obufoiswa.
Akonodun Keresimesi. Okay, I'm from Edo State. So Merry Christmas in my dialect is Edawe Dena.
Okay, so while that was going on, Tokumbo, I caught you. You say you don't know Christmas greeting in
In
your
my,
village.
my dialect, I'm just thinking.
And hey, we
what
want
is
you to say it
How do you say?
without adding English.
Exactly.
So go ahead.
I don't know.
Keresimesi, but that's not my language. So
No,
I could
that's-
say the Yoruba version, but in my own
Keresimesi
language.
Tide.
When you said in your dialect, I'm thinking about it.
What's your dialect?
We speak. I forgot my language.
I thought you were dead.
Osi.
I thought you were dead.
Osi. Opameri. So we
Yes.
speak Opameri is the
Opameri.
language. Yes, I'm
Okay.
from Osi. So it's Opameri we speak. I'm even thinking my mom's language, which is near Igbo, and I thought I understood so much of it. I'm trying to think, what is it? It's not Merry Christmas. Hello.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
Christmas.
you can say it in Yoruba.
Keresimesi
language.
something.
Okay.
No, Merry Christmas today.
Keresimesi adude o. Messi, I do that.
Yeah,
That's somebody's song. Let's say Tiv Devon.
Well,
Devon
in
is very
Tiv
good.
language, it would be Kilimishi Edo. May the Christmas be good. That's what it would be. There's no Merry Christmas like that. Like, it would be Kilimishi Edo. Or somebody will straight up ask you, Kilimishi Nedopa. Is the Christmas good?
Right.
Kilimishi is Christmas. Oh, wow. Okay.
No,
Oh, my.
Merry Christmas.
Jingles by Joy, really? Did you just make that up?
I don't think she made
Did
it
you
up.
just make that up?
No, I think I did, because I won't lie to you. I don't think all my years, even in the village, did I hear anything that Merry Christmas? You know, I think I'm telling you, it's still even the Igalas to speak English into it. You know, I've not really.
It's something that.
No, but you know, today, you see, that's why I keep telling people I'll go and find out what's that thing about Christmas in my dialect.
Yes, I think
that's
For this
understandable
old
for
age,
me
for
now.
me not to know, that's a sad one.
Okay, so we will try to get all of that done. Incidentally, Devon is on me spiritually to say my own. But then, you know, one thing I like
Yeah, of
about.
course now. You have to join the bandwagon and tell us.
Oh my God, Devon, you scored first. But then, in my language, you have a very easy way of getting things done. For everything that happens, only one word: ka.
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 Okay.
So even if it's Christmas, ka. New Year, ka.
Good.
So
So that's like
What's
just
that?
greetings. Like greetings.
Is that good or fine?
No, it can be a sorry. It can be it can actually be sarcasm. But it is one word for every greeting.
Ka.
Good
Okay.
morning, good night.
So
happy
Christmas, ka.
Yeah, well,
Like do.
and then
Something
Tiv
like that.
Tiv is Simsu. I greet you.
Something like that. So
Can be thank you.
we
Sorry.
use it. My happy
My own will
Christmas.
be doing Agba.
Okay.
Agba,
So it works that way. But the truth is, I also think this period is a period to learn more about your culture. A lot of times we don't know what we have until when we lose it. I meet some people outside the shores, and they're talking to me about, Nigeria, different parts of Nigeria, and I get really amazed, especially children who didn't grow up here, and they've heard so much on the positive, they want to learn. So I think that if we're privileged to have our children around the cultural settings, this period, it's important for us to let them understand what is important. Let them even know everything, not just the ones that are important. It helps them to be guided for tomorrow. And there are things of pride. For instance, I see a lot of carved artwork right in front of us here, and some would not. They will see it until there is juju. But they all represent something in our cultural setting. If children get to see it and you tell them the history, it gives them more pride. Nothing makes you happy to know that my village people are the ones that are very industrious. Everybody that knows me will tell you that I talk about my village a lot. For one thing, we have industry, and we refuse to let go of the traditions. And those traditions are traditions of industry. So for every culture, there is something. If parents can begin to make children understand that by eating that local thing in your village, you gain so many minerals and vitamins. It's better than eating the rice that is already parboiled and some of the things are already out of it. And then going back to the food part of it, they say food has come down a little bit this period.
Has it?
I don't know. I heard it in the news.
No, the only thing that I noticed that has come down is maybe tomatoes, onions, and
vegetables.
pepper. But the basic things that at least let it come down, chicken,
I don't
fish.
want.
No, chicken will actually escalate.
Because
I was
and
surprised
you see,
to
and
see that
sometimes I tend to wonder, why is it that during festive periods, where all of us are supposed to be enjoying and be happy, why is it that things keep going, they keep rising, and I just wonder, maybe this year let it be different.
Let's
just
talking about
enjoy
you were talking
ourselves.
about family and food and all of that. So a few years ago, my son has been in Canada for so long, and somehow we've just never spent Christmas together. We always the summer or something. But Christmas, and he's always going about how lonely it is abroad.
Yes,
you know.
it is.
So 2 years ago, I decided, let's just surprise him. So I went with my youngest daughter. The joy,
Family.
the joy. Do you understand? And he made breakfast for us. It was so sweet. It was such a, I can't even explain the joy that the three of us, the bonding that it was. We sat on the table. He had done the breakfast, put it on the table for every one of us. And we went to church together, and we took pictures, danced together. You're talking about family culture. I remember when you say, what's your family about? They say the Joseph and Jesus story. They say, is that not the carpenter's son? So who are you? What are you made of? And you see things like that. You sit at the table, you talk about life.
Yes.
Remember where we are coming from. This is what we do where we are. At Christmas, we do story. And your father is this, and your mother, and then you just tell stories. And that's what used to happen at Christmas. Even when we went home to village, we sit with my grandma. We just sit, like Tales by Moonlight, real life.
Yes.
And she'll tell us stories. And funny stories.
Because
Because they never stop.
Yes, it just goes on, and then she'll speak
I think
language.
it's intentional to make you sleep.
No. Yeah, well.
Because really, it's funny. Maybe that's why the name Tales by Moonlight comes.
Because
It's not about that
it.
period.
Yeah.
So
But
Christmas,
talking about food, really,
Yes.
must we eat rice?
No,
No,
but
we
that's
never-
the
that was
easiest
how it
thing
was.
to do when it comes to mass cooking.
you
No,
think
but
so?
when we were
Yes.
growing up,
it was more-
we never used to do rice.
Really? Oh no,
No,
it
we
was
only
jollof
did rice.
so.
No, we only did. Let me
And
tell
chicken.
you. Let me tell you what
We knew that.
Let me tell you what we do. Everybody who lives around us and people that are our friends always love Easter and Christmas. Why? From the megads to the people that are selling, because they always wait for food. And the excitement
Yes.
that we have, when we're giving them.
Yes.
So it's easier to do rice and chicken.
Right.
But
Okay.
now what we try to do, we do some swallows. You understand? Yeah, we do some swallows. But one of the swallows we really don't do for outsiders is pounded yam. Because it's not easy. Is it easy to pound yam and be given?
okay.
And guess what? We don't do, I think my other people, they like pando. I don't do pando. If I want to eat pounded yam, I eat pounded yam. So the thing here is, now most of my friends are asking me, Christmas, are you going to be around? Because it's not about you giving them food. People don't know how to give people stuff. So for Christmas, this food is very important, because I know many people, they wait for us to go to church. Then when we're coming, welcome, because they expect, and they will not cook. So can you imagine you not giving them? So for me, I love the laughter. In my church, we have something we do. It's like you sell stuff to people who can buy stuff. So we drop down the price for them. Then we have food pantries where you come and we give you food, so that if you cannot afford it. So what are we doing? We're saying that Christmas is about love.
It's about love.
Christmas is about, holding your neighbor. You can't just be happy alone. If everybody around you is happy, it just makes everywhere beautiful.
You know what you're saying? I just remembered. I'm sorry. I think I've told you a story before of my fellowship. We do something every end of the year, like Thanksgiving and things. And so we try to look for who we can bless, and we go to them and say, "What can we do for you?" And so we decided this year that we're going to do one school by the side, like a government school. And so we asked them, "What do you want us to do for you?" The man said, "Please just do Christmas party for my children." And I thought, how is this something to do for the school?
Wow.
When I went and I talked to my ladies, I said, but Tokes, it's normal for you in your children's school.
Yes.
They do Christmas party. These ones don't do no Christmas. And these are children that, the joy, when we did that Christmas party for them, the joy.
And you gave them gifts.
Yes, we gave them gifts.
Yes.
Party
They
packs.
danced.
They danced. Oh, the joy in when what's the fulfillment of that you did
What
something
you
for them.
did.
Besides that, the faces of those children. So for me, that was Christmas.
That's how it should be.
Yes.
But have you thought about cooking beans and fried plantain for Christmas?
No, because I do know that from my childhood till date, Christmas Day,
It's rice
Boxing Day,
It's
New
rice
Year's
day.
Day is rice. In fact, even as a child, when I really liked rice, I used to steal myself for the quantity of rice that one would have to eat, because as my mother was sending us out to go and give neighbors plates of rice, sometimes as you are going, they empty it out and put their own for you to bring.
wow.
So we used to have, we would have freezer full of different kinds of rice from Akiga's house, rice from this person's house, rice from the other. And in fact, if you were really unlucky, it would, because my mom isn't going to throw the food out. So if you were really
you're going to
unlucky,
keep eating
we would
it.
just keep eating rice
Eating
throughout the
rice,
season
rice.
because you
Yeah.
know, we didn't have this spiteful thing that people do nowadays. You cook rice with your whole heart
Yeah,
and go and give
love,
somebody,
love,
and then they dump it in the dustbin.
How?
No, people are doing that. People are doing that, especially, you know, with I've heard, I don't do it, but I've heard that there are people that when it's an interreligious thing,
Oh, no.
will dump out the food.
No way.
And I'm not blaming any particular faith. I'm just saying that there are people who will take rice from somebody who is having a religious feast of that religion, pretend that they're going to eat it, dump
never
it out,
happened to
and
us.
so on and so
Waste
forth.
of-
We didn't used to do that back then. So
I
sometimes we would have
haven't-
our
I haven't-
Muslim
not had that kind of
friends
experience.
I've
bring
not had
in.
experience.
So I haven't either, but
Yeah.
people say that these things are happening. So it was always
Please, if you
rice.
want to dump your rice, just dump it.
But the point I'm coming to
Yes.
again is this festive period that should be the time when we should all relax and enjoy. There are some people that will not be relaxed
No.
or enjoying.
No.
And these are usually mothers, wives.
Cooking.
You cook and cook and cook.
cook
And then by the time you're supposed to sit down and eat, sometimes you're so exhausted
Yes,
you
yeah,
can't
definitely.
eat.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
even cater to people who are
Yeah,
visiting.
yeah.
You are exhausted. You want to just lie down. And that's Christmas Day when every other person is in a celebratory mood. If you're not careful, you now end up in a foul mood
Foul
because you're
mood.
so exhausted and
Yeah,
things like
I
that.
know.
So there's all that cooking, you know, dressing the meat and all of this. And for people who have, you know, people that help them work
They
at
go
home,
for holiday.
that's when people who are human beings allow them to go for holidays so
Are
that they
human
can go and
beings,
enjoy
yeah.
themselves. So you're taking the burden
Of doing
of
it.
all of this on just you, and then by afternoon time when you should maybe go visit somebody or anything, if it's me,
You're
I want to
knackered.
lie down and watch TV
The
or
truth-
read a
the-
book.
the
or
truth is that if
So-
we plan ahead,
Yeah.
we can actually make it softer.
How?
But
I really
when-
I need tips.
Yes.
I know, for instance,
You
if
plan
I get
ahead.
my meat
Yes.
and I know I'm going to cook it
Yeah, I'm gonna
ahead
parboil
of
it
time,
before
I'm
then.
not even parboiling alone. I'm going to marinate and keep the day
yes.
before I parboil. So that day I just bring it. I like to
Yeah.
have my chicken baked and put it in the oven, and it's
yeah.
easy. The oven is doing its job. All I need
Yeah.
to do is to stir. You know.
How
Then
many,
the-
how
the-
many people are you visualizing?
No, even if it's 100,
Yeah, but
it
Well,
can take
no,
it.
no, no.
No,
Let's talk realistically now. You're not entertaining 100 people.
That's what
on
I'm saying.
Christmas
Even
Day.
if it's 100,
Ordinarily,
But for
no.
this-
Let's
oven
not
is-
do even.
No, if you are
Let's
doing,
just say ordinarily your
ordinarily
Christmas
30
is
people.
30.
like what I'm talking
Yeah,
about
that's
is
the
that
pack.
if I buy a whole
whole
carton of
exactly.
that,
I was just going to say that.
the oven can take all
Yeah.
of it, and it's doable.
You can just
You
prepare
know,
it down.
then the
for
one
us.
No,
for
you
the
already blend your
Yeah,
pepper,
everything
your
is ready.
tomato.
for you to-
tatashe and
all
all of
those
that.
things.
I would
Yeah.
have done my own, like
You cut your
around December 1st,
Yeah.
December 10th,
Yeah.
and put them in the freezer. About
just-
a day before,
Yeah.
I do my the stock.
That's what
you
I'm
know, cooked
saying.
with this.
You don't wait till that day.
I don't wait. So that day I'm only jamming.
Yeah.
What takes time is a salad.
It's- Oh,
Because I have to do
Yeah,
it
you have
fresh,
to do it
you
that
know.
day.
So
So if
Please,
you are
you know,
doing fried rice, you're
There's something you were
cutting all
talking
the
about
peas.
beans. I just remember.
All those
carrots.
things you'd have cut them
When
and
you
put them
cut
in
said
the
them
freezer.
the
the
day
beans
before.
thing, right? I just
Yeah.
remembered you were talking about, and since it's Christmas season and we're doing gifting and things,
Yeah.
it's funny that you were talking about beans, and I had just talked about my son. So my son's favorite food is beans, the white beans. And you know, when I travel or wait for Christmas, I don't the white beans. And so I said to him, you know, like, do we have plantain? I'm not plantain lover, but we had to go and look for plantain to eat. And the joy that when he saw that white beans, that was his Christmas gift. You know, so sometimes I
Why
also
do
talk
men
about
like
the gifting
beans
at
so
Christmas
much?
time.
Women.
Children,
I
okay.
do.
So my daughter likes beans as well.
I
My
like
son and my
beans.
daughter.
No, I like
They
moi moi.
love
I don't
beans.
really.
I
I'm
can't
not a
stand
beans
beans.
person.
I like beans.
I
I
can't
like
stand
beans
beans in
first.
any
All
form
right,
except
you're talking about
akara,
you're talking
moi moi
about
and so on.
gifts. My time is almost up, and we have gift we're going to distribute. Okay, Christmas is about giving, and just before we give, you like this.
Yeah, I like something
Pick
inside
one,
it.
pick
Okay.
one.
So that, because my eyes have been there since.
That's my gift for you. Merry Christmas.
What's that?
That's
No,
his
no, no.
natural.
I wanted more teasers.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is the point
Merry
where my glasses come out.
You need to-
so that I can make a smart choice.
Teasers. I like
Oh,
my
these are
Maltesers.
biscuits, right?
Okay.
Chocolates.
Okay.
I see.
I'll have this. I haven't
That's
had
my
this
gift.
before.
Oh,
If I didn't do more teasers,
Thank
I'll have
you.
done Bounty.
Thank you, Director.
Wow.
And all the engineers. I have your gift here. I also have this to share.
Why is everybody
You know, you need
red
to.
and
Okay.
Okay, this is actually
What's
from
this?
Tokes.
Sounds of
It's
Joy,
for you.
Daily
Sounds of Joy
Devotion. Oh,
from,
yeah.
our
Ooh,
coach here.
nice.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I'm not going to give you your own gift.
No.
Oh, it's a devotional.
It's a
Yeah.
devotional.
Thank
And
you.
your calendar.
Very, very important.
Mark all your
I hardly
Wednesdays.
see them.
Mark all your
All my
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. I am light
Mark all
and
your
favored.
Wednesdays.
I am precious. I am strong.
Yeah.
I excel and shine.
And that is it. So for next year, as we step in, let's step in with boldness. We'll bring you another exciting package. And by the way, 2026, promisingly beautiful. Stay on. Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad. Woo! Feliz Navidad.
Dun, 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 dun.
Feliz Navidad. Let's get a wonder. Felicidad.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.